Okay, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a great turn. All right, we're gonna go Ava Bruck. Huntmaster. Go face. Whatever creatures are left over that didn't chump block, we'll take them with the Brutal Cathar. What a turn, man. What an absolute beast of a turn. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. With All Run's Epiphany being gone and out of the meta, I think it opens up the doors to some older archetypes that were really good but just not quite there, and one of those archetypes is going to be werewolves. And today we have a Naya werewolves list, and this thing is very powerful. It took us from about 95% to the top 1800 like that. I mean, it was easy, very competitive. Before though I dive into this fully, if you are new here and you find any value in today's content, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it is a free way to help support the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. So let's dive into the deck, get into the gameplay footage, and we'll meet back here for some final thoughts and an in-depth analysis on the deck. So idea, very simple. We're trying to be aggressive, as aggressive as we can be, but if our opponent answers our creatures early, we've also got some really great late game advantages as well. So we start out early with some ranger class werewolf pack leader. Nothing new here. Mono green werewolf package, leading right into another familiar group of cards here. As you can see, we got the Storm Seeker and Tovalar. All four of these cards are very standard in these types of decks. They add a lot of advantage as far as haste. You're drawing cards, and there's the threat of being transformed for even more value. So these four cards, very common in the deck. But here's where we kind of start to veer off. We added white into the deck because we wanted to splash in some Brutal Cathar, which is also a werewolf, but it's also going to open up the lane for us to attack with when we're stealing our opponent's things and exiling them. We've also got things like Halana, which is going to be a very powerful card, and if they don't answer this gets out of hand very quickly. It adds 1/1 counters to our other creatures based on its power, and it's going to get even more powerful throughout the game the longer it stays on the field because of things like Ranger class, as well as things like Ava Bruck, which is going to be our top end. Ava Bruck gives counters as well, so these two kind of bounce off of each other. Ava Bruck gives counters to the Halana. Halana pumps the rest of the team even harder, and when Ava Bruck transforms, you should be able to win the game almost in every scenario. We've also got some more late game, mid to late game presence with Arlen. It's going to generate us some wolves, and it's a great planeswalker that flips as well and offers some even more pretty cool advantages on the backside as well. We do have 3 Celestis in this deck, so we can ramp into things like Ava Bruck a lot easier, but it also answers any sort of mana problems that we may have, as well as being able to turn it to night at the flip of a switch, which is very useful for some combat trickery. Other combat trickery we have is Inscription of Abundance, which is going to allow us to fight, gain life, add counters, all that good stuff, and then a splash of a Braid for some artifact removal like a Seekus Chariot, and just a little bit of damage if we need it. And then also we splashed in a couple of Shatterskull Smashings for removal, which came in handy in one of our games, but you guys will see that in just a moment. We're going to get into the gameplay footage now. Enjoy, and we'll meet back here for some final thoughts, guys. We'll see you there. Peace. All right, here we go. No messing around today, man. We're playing some Naya Werewolves, a very powerful list that I'm super excited about because I'm taking this ladder climb seriously towards the end of the month here. I'm going to see what we can do here as far as maybe trying to put a number next to our name. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, with All Run's Epiphany being gone, man, like it's just open season for aggro decks now, and I think Werewolves is in a really good spot. We have a great starting hand. I am afraid of this Blood on the Snow package, though. It's kind of annoying. All right, Werewolf Pack Leader, though, does get us some card advantage as well as Tovalar. So if we can get all 3 of these down and going, it's going to be really nice. They decide to take 2 damage from that. That's fine. We'll take it. All right, no getting through that. That's a big chunky defensive player. I kind of want to get the Caretaker in. If I play this, puts me at 4. Next turn I'm at 5. I could play both of these, but neither one can attack. But I can't. it doesn't really matter because even if I can attack with one of them next turn, they can't get through the merchant. So might as well just set up for the future here. Just put some investments into the board. Caretaker's nice because it gives everything, you know, hex proof eventually. But again, I'm more worried about the sweeper engine, blood on the snow. So I don't think we can commit too much to the board here. Werewolf Pack Leader and Tovolar hopefully going to draw us a handful of cards. That was a mistake. I was trying to grab that land, and now I have to play this for green instead of white, which was not what I intended. I was going to play the Werewolf Pack Leader with the 2 greens we already had, but I grabbed the Tovolar by mistake. All right, Tovolar goes down. They are running a lot of spot removal here. Take action. Let's see. It's a Storm Seeker. This is card advantage down the road. I am just, like I said, I am just prepping for the inevitable blood on the snow, right? So more card draws better. Can't believe we ran into 2 Infernal Grasps already. That's pretty tough. What's nice though is I have the Reckless Storm Seeker, which is going to come in with haste, and the Werewolf Pack Leader will trigger its draw. Okay, never mind. Power Word Kill takes care of that. Ava Bruck is going to be a very good card against this opponent, seeing that they're running this much spot removal. All right, we're in no danger of our life total right now. It's like in a very good place. I know we could play the Storm Seeker, but I'm instead going to go ahead and hit the Ranger class here. The sooner I can get that, you know, fully level 3'd out, we can draw, you know, creatures off the top of the deck. I'm going to feel a lot better. Plus, this is not a board state they want a blood on the snow, right? So let's take our time with this. Drawing cards though, yikes. They're doing a really good job of defending themselves right now. Found our white source, even though we had a Celestis, it's totally fine. Max this bad boy out. It's a land on the top here. We are going to attack here because we get the 1/1 counter. We want to make sure that we keep these counters rolling here, taking advantage of it. Now we play off the top of our deck here. All right, Eye Twitch dies. They go to their sideboard. What are they going to grab? Let's see. That could be... Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, it's annoying, but it's not too bad. All right, it is nighttime. That's good. Let's take the land. Drop the land. We got our Planeswalker coming off the top, which is great news. And Mascot Exhibition comes in hot. It is nighttime. I could play Ava Bruck, which would... Okay, that's also a great card to see. I know it's not going to be able to steal any of their tokens right now, but playing 2 of them, it will reset the day-night cycle. Take that. Take that. There goes their Mascot Exhibition in one fell swoop. That feels really good. Take action for sure. We'll get rid of the land again. We see a Tovolar on top. That feels great. The day and night cycle with the Celestis is so helpful when we're talking about things like Cathar and the Caretaker, where we want them to constantly, like, you know, shape what time of day it is. All right, so they grabbed the Hunt for Specimens too. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was the learn card. Never mind. That is going to allow them to learn. All right, so they're going to let me draw a card, but they are going to take out the Ranger class. That's fair. So, I mean, that's good. We got them to, you know, waste resources and give us a card. It's nice. I'm so deathly afraid though of the Blood on the Snow. So what I'll do then is I'll play my Arlen. I'll play Arlen here, and we'll plus the Arlen. And the reason why we're going to do it this way is because we can flash in Tovolar, right? Which is great. You can flash in Tovolar. It protects itself from the 2 attack over the top from the Inkling, so it won't die. And now they're going to have a really tough time with the Blood on the Snow decision. They're going to have to either choose Planeswalkers or creatures. And so now I'm going to get a little value either way. Something's going to survive. All right, Lulth comes down, so they're probably not going to play Blood on the Snow on Planeswalkers. So that's good to know. They get the spiders, okay.
We will slay our enemies.
All right, the Inkling's going over the top. We've got a really interesting next turn or two here. We've got to really lock it in here on what we decide to do here, because this is going to be very tricky the next couple of plays. It's going to involve the Celestis changing.
We can both just walk away.
Tovolar, you're gone. And it is nighttime. That's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal because we can go here. I could play 2 spells by the end of the turn, taking... Okay, this is going to be good. This is going to be a great turn. All right, we're going to go Ava Bruck. Huntmaster. Go face. And then they're going to be forced to make some serious blocks here, which is good. And then we will hit the Ranger class as well, which will be our second spell of the turn, turning it back to daytime. And then we'll use the whatever creatures are left over that didn't jump block, we'll take them with the Brutal Cathar. One of those being the Inkling, of course. This should be pretty solid. What a battlefield we have right here, though, man. This is a crazy board state that we have. Dude, the Ava Bruck is busted, man. Such a great card. All right, so our Brute has first strike, so... That triple block's not going to work because of my first strike. Yeah, they have no idea that this is actually not going to work because of first strike. That feels bad, man. They just lost 3 creatures for no reason. Resolve all of these. Let them go to the sideboard with their eye twitch. I don't like, though, that we're susceptible to Blood on the Snow still. It still feels really mucky and gross, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. Get another card. Lulth, though, gets quite a bit of loyalty here.
And I, the generous one.
It's a good top deck, but I think we still go with Ranger class just because Ranger class is something they can't interact with when it comes to the Blood on the Snow. What a turn, man. What an absolute beast of a turn. Gaining life with that Celestis, just cycling through the trash we don't want. This is great stuff. They've only got 2 cards in hand. Make it 3. One of them's got to be Blood on the Snow, right? Onyx. Okay, so they're digging for that blood. They're not going to be able to cast it, though, so I think we got this, man. I think we actually got this.
There has to be an answer here.
Oh, yeah. It's over. It's over. It hit him with the G's, baby. Hit him with the G's. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be good. Let's go. They never found the Blood on the Snow. Crazy. Crazy. That was a very good game. Very happy with that outcome. Let's keep this rolling, man. We are playing some numbers now. We'd love to see that. What do we got here? Opening hand is good enough to keep because we do have the werewolf coming down on turn 2 and we go first, so it's keepable, but we will need to hit more lands. very particular lands at that. So I think I'd rather keep the white source over the red potentially if we draw another green source off the top here, just because I'd rather have Brutal Cathar over the Stormseeker. Okay, that's tough. That's tough. Do I prioritize the werewolf here? And yeah, I think I prioritize the werewolf pack leader here. Up against black, potentially mono black again. Not the matchup I want to see, but apparently the matchup we're gonna keep getting. Okay, maybe not Orzhov, but it is still some snow stuff going on here. They get a basic land, and then that can also coven for 3, transforming it. Okay. I could draw a card right away here with Reckless Stormseeker. Go right into pack tactics. Get some card advantage. That's pretty huge, especially when we're talking about needing to hit our land drops. Are they really going to block? That's interesting. That can transform into something with lifelink. We're very aggressive this game. Very aggressive. Going first with a nice curve out. This is going to work out great. If we could just top deck a white source and then get Halana out. Oh my goodness. It'll be some GGs happening really fast here. Just don't let them get a chance here to do what they want to do. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to attack first because we can draw a card, hopefully hitting a land drop. We do hit a land drop. And now that is going to be an Arlen play, just because if we're playing it on the second main phase here and we're not getting Halana's counters, there's really no point in playing Halana, because then you're just paying 4 for a 2/3. Like that's not good, right? Halana's ability to put counters on things is what makes it good. So we're not going to throw it out there. We're instead going to go with Arlen. I think there's more value in the long run with Arlen. No Doomscar yet because they didn't foretell anything. Could see some Crippling Fear action though. That would be really bad. Crippling Fear would be a perfect answer. I don't think they're going to be able to answer this, to be honest, though. I'm pretty sure we should be pretty solid here. Vanishing Versus pretty good. Aggro Mauling, okay. Not the card I would have chose to pick off, but all right, let's go Halana. Let's go here.
Wait for the perfect moment to strike.
Nice and easy. Get another card. Reckless Stormseeker. The card advantage with the Werewolf Pack Leader here in this game is so key, because even if we get swept here, we still have 5 cards in hand that are all viable, threats. So easy, clean GG's there. Let's go. That's just one of those games. If you don't have a sweeper in your opening hand against us, like, we drew the perfect curve out. Aside from maybe not hitting a plains, like if we would have hit a plains, it would have been super GG. Like, no answers. 97 though, man. We're creeping up on that 99. Let's go. That's what we're looking for. All right, again, we have a good turn 2 into 3, so this is a keepable hand for sure. Tovolar's a nightmare to deal with. It's like a Werewolf Pack Leader on steroids. Arlen in hand too. Should be pretty good. All the colors we need too. Okay, so it's gonna be mono white. Mono white. I am gonna play this tapped, I think. I'm gonna play it tapped. I have another Shatter Skull Smashing. It could be a useful card down the road, but if I don't play it tapped now and we miss our land drops, I'm gonna regret not playing it earlier, because I need a curve out here, especially playing against mono white. You don't want to miss your curve. Werewolf Pack Leader would have been great if I had another green source. That is something you have to consider too. Top decking the Werewolf Pack Leader on how you play your mana. Because if I would have played a forest there and had another forest, but it's fine. I'm taking that trade all day, every day of the week. Every day of the week, I'm taking that trade. All right, so the counters stop now, which means we can make another trade with the familiar, which I'm down for. I have another Tovolar. We're on the defensive here. Opponent went first, and mono white versus, you know, wolves, like they're gonna be a lot quicker than us off the draw, so we gotta just keep trading, man. I'm so down for that. They offer the apparition again. Wow, I'll take that trade all day. So strange. All right, Arlen seems like a good play here because it offers up more blockers. I like that play a lot. Not going to attack here. Just gonna sit back and keep playing defensive. I really don't mind this. I really don't mind these plays at all that they're making on us at all. So confused. All right, that makes more sense. I could take care of these two with the good Shatter Skull smashing here if I can find a red source off the top. There's a red source. Okay, so I need one more land and I can double down on these two. I think this is the play. Maybe not. I only have one green source. That's what's making this whole thing awkward. Maybe I should have considered this play over this play. Yeah, just kind of an awkward play here, unfortunately, because I chose this for red. Maybe going green would have been a better choice. So I could have gone this and then cracked for green. But if I find another land that's not red, I'm going to regret not playing it for red because I really want to hit a Shatter Skull on both of these creatures here. Because if I can Shatter Skull for 2 on each of them, they both die because this will lose its pump. That's tough. All right, that's really tough. Another apparition makes things really hard on me. Yikes. Wonder how they're gonna do this, because this is actually gonna determine quite a lot here. Okay, I figured that might be the case. All right, so I could double block there. They would all lose 1 power, which could be helpful for a good Shatter Skull. Yeah, let's do that. It'll make my Shatter Skull a lot better. It's fine. So I need to do it for 3. Nice, we get a land off the top. That's what I needed to see. We can do it for 4, but I only need to do it for 3. Who knew Shatter Skull smashing would come in handy like this? Let's go. Let's go. All right, we're down to 8, but we have a really good field here. These flyers, though, now with the Spellbinder coming in and their land, they do scare me. I don't have any way to block, unfortunately, the flying. So I need to find some fight effects here. Our Inscription's gonna have to come in clutch here. That's also an answer. It's also a very good answer. Do we put pressure on them now? I think we do. Yeah, I think we do. I think we need to start applying some pressure because we need to start. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think out loud here. It's hard when my brain doesn't even know what it wants to think about. Another flying creature. Yikes. I think I'm gonna allow that. Okay, we're getting pretty lucky with these top decks, I can't lie. All right. I think I'm just gonna swing in with just this, with the 1/1 counter on it. Leave back the 4/4 to block their Sentinel. This is it though. I mean, if they activate that land, now they can activate it. Gosh darn it. That land is going to be very problematic They don't activate it. Okay, I'm super confused. It's fine though. Maybe they don't have enough to activate it. I don't want to highlight it because it's just gonna remind them that they can do that. What a top deck. Okay, this is huge. Huge. Okay, this is instant speed too. Okay, so we're swinging everything here. We are swinging everything here because we're going to gain 7 life on this next turn. Beautiful. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll have 2 additional mana left over. Nothing we can do with that mana, but this is huge. Big turn, baby. And like I said, we're gonna gain 7 life here. And when we gain the 7 life, it's gonna be GG's. They activate the land. Perfect. That's what we wanted to see. Inscription of Ruin, or Inscription of Abundance. I'm sorry. And that takes care of that problem. We gain 7. And that, my friends, should be GG's. Let's go! Inscription of Abundance for the W. Love it. To be fair, those Brutal Cathars were pretty incredible. Pretty incredible timing on those. But they did get 2 flyers back to back too. So the Brutal Cathars were, you know, just as fair of a top deck, I think. All right, we're 3-0 right now. Cooking, we are cooking. That's a mulligan, especially for going first. Still not great, but we'll take it, I suppose. Ranger class in, and the Ranger class, you know, we can go off the top of our deck on level 3, so not a terrible card. Glad we got it in before that hit the field. Put that pressure on. We went first this time, so I mean we're up against another mono white deck and we're going first this time, so advantage swings back to our side, unlike the last game. All right, how do we want to play this? I think we attack. And part of me, I don't know which creature's the better kill here. That's the thing, right? Which one's the better kill? I think I'm going to kill this because its longevity in the game is way more powerful than this, but I don't know. They have another one, so I'm kind of glad I got... Okay, they have a third one. Wow. Not much we can do when they have 3. I mean, we can chump block though with Arlen's wolves, which is nice, but that's just really annoying. That's excruciatingly annoying.
Ancient magic.
Yikes, man. That's brutal. And they get an adversary. They are just pumping things up. Holy. Seems like the right play there would have been to pump their own aspirants, but... And we get a pretty sweet top deck here. I could play this with Flash too. That's nice. I think playing it now though is pretty relevant. This is a pretty aggressive attack here, but I like it still. It forces them to, you know, give up at least 1 aspirant. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then we come in with the Storm Seeker here, swing all, and we should be able to get him. Yeah, definitely. I think we should be able to get him, I hope. That's a pretty sweet draw because I could play this and the Storm Seeker, give this the haste. That way I can draw a card too. Seems like a good idea.
Wait for the perfect moment to strike.
Do we throw the Brutal Cathar in? If we do, how do they block? They block Cathar. Worst case scenario, they block Cathar. They block the 4/4. They block the 6/6, and they only take 2. They return fire with this. Yeah, so we leave the Cathar back then. I need something that can beat their Thalia, which is why I keep giving the 1/1 counter to the Wolf that's now a 7/7, is because we have to keep pace with the Thalia and always have something bigger that can outmatch, outpace it. So that's why we're doing it that way. Eventually they're going to have to block the 7/7 with their Thalia, and they're not going to want to do that because we win that race. Okay, I can live with these. I can live with these 2 Sentinels coming down. That's not the worst possible thing. I actually kind of like the Celestis here, and then another Ranger class isn't terrible. 2 more Werewolves is tempting, but I think this is fine.
Hide our enemies from us.
All right, let's do it like that. All right, so they block there. That's fine. We make the trade. We make another trade. Beautiful. All right, and then on this next turn, they're not going to like this, because what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to Celestis twice here. And when we hit the Celestis twice, we transform Brutal Cathar and we take their Thalia, and that should be a wrap. GG's. Let's go. This has been smooth sailing, man. Smooth sailing up the Mythic ranks right now, man. We have 24 hours left from when I'm recording this till when the rank resets. Honestly, I don't think I've ever been this close to grabbing a number and qualifying, so let's hope it stays that way. I'm going to keep this hand because it's not a terrible hand. We have all the mana we need, right? But we don't have a play until turn 3, which could end up costing us this entire game. I'm going to go for it though and hope for the best. I probably could end up losing the game because of this keep though. I'm going to put it out there and let everybody know that this keep could get you beat, especially going second. It's very slow. But, YOLO, right? YOLO. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, by the way. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today and just enjoying the content enough to stay this long, man. It really means a lot to me. It really does. Werewolf pack leader. Ooh, that is a sweet top deck. I'm gonna do it now before they can Snakeskin Veil. Plus, we kind of have an idea what their next play is gonna be anyways. It's gonna be Old Girl Troll. So getting rid of that, pretty imperative. They give me a nice... Oh, it's a mammoth. Okay. It is a mammoth. It is a mammoth. Give me that mammoth, boy. Okay, so far it's turned out we've had some pretty solid answers up until this point, which I'm pretty shocked about. Pretty happy with though. That's a great top deck there too. I think I'm gonna go with Arlen though. I think I'm gonna go Arlen here. Could steal this, but I think Arlen's the play. Maximizes our mana, plus it gives us, two 2/2s, which is enough to kill the oddity if they want to get spicy with it. So try me, boy. Try me. Ascending pack leader, okay. Comes in with the counter. Another oddity, ouch. That has haste. It's going to be able to kill Arlen if they want to. Okay, they don't want to kill Arlen, huh? That's fine. They're tapped out too, which is nice. Pretty clutch. Man, I want to play the Celestis, but I don't. It's awkward. The way it's lined up right now, it's really awkward. So we're not gonna play it. No attacks. And I mean, the Cathar is threatening our opponent to, you know, to trade with it. I doubt they care because they're just going to get an oddity back. So yeah, they're just going to swing it anyways. Makes perfect sense. We transform. I'm going to add some mana here. Add some mana because it's going to allow us to play 2 spells, right? Which we attack now some big numbers. And now these are going to transform back into Brutal Cathar because we played 2 spells. And bada bing, bada boom, baby. Just like that. We absolutely destroy mono green. Going second, by the way. BT dubs. And there's a number! Oh my gosh. Let's go. Dude, the Celestis to the changing of the day and night cycle is so good when you're talking about things like Brutal Cathar. It is nasty, man. That combination is just crazy. So we took number like 1800, but apparently that means 98 percentile. Why don't they got a 98 percentile? We were above their number. I don't know. That seems fixed. That seems fixed to me. I feel like we had 1799, didn't we? Looks like they're gonna be Rakdos deck. We'll see. We have an early Abrade again, which we saw how good that could be. So far, we are showing Rakdos. Let's see that mountain. It's mono black. Okay. This is like honestly one of the worst matchups for us, I feel like. Oh, zombie deck maybe. Potentially a zombie deck, huh? Okay, so it can exploit, but if I allow it to live, it's going to deal 1 damage to them. So we let that live so it can deal that point of damage, and we'll abrade it now. Let's make sure they have no combat tricks. I highly doubt they're going to have any. They could be holding on to Deadly Dispute though, so this might just be a whiff. That's the one thing too that you got to consider. I guess I didn't really consider before I played the Abrade on their turn. Yeah, Deadly Dispute. I probably should have played it on my turn, but I got greedy and I wanted them to take that 1 point of damage. I thought that was a little clever, but I kind of backfired on myself. Such big creatures, man. Flash, cast the spell only if a creature died this turn. Dang, they actually met that threshold, huh? All right, well, they're not going to want to trade with this, and I don't think I'm going to want to trade either, so let's just go ahead and get in there for an attack. I probably should have played another green source and played the pack leader, to be honest. All right, they're at 16. They're going to take me down to 15. I definitely didn't play this one the best, and it's kind of an awkward deck to go against, so off to a rough start. The Celestis is interesting, right? But it does allow me to play the Celeste and the Werewolf pack leader, so that's kind of nice. And I could give the Werewolf pack leader haste and get a card. That seems fine. I know they're going to block it with the Scavenger, which does kill the pack leader, which feels bad, but I thought maybe we can get a pretty good top deck. But instead we got a land, so the trade-off there was actually really poor. I'm less afraid of Blood on the Snow now, though, to be honest. I'm a little bit less afraid of that. Alright, they let the Werewolf pack leader live. Bringing their Scavenger to a 3/3, though. That was a bad... Yeah, this whole game has been a little bad, I can't lie. I'm not really playing this one very well. Playing it pretty bad. But we have the Celestis on board. We have Arlen coming in soon here. It can protect us from this Wanderer. The Scavenger is going to be the tricky one, right? The Scavenger is going to be the one we need to see a Brutal Cathar on. because Inscription of Ruin isn't going to help us a lot because it's just got Death Touch. So whatever we fight it with is going to, you know, it's going to kill that creature. All right, we're nighttime now. Love to see that. Inscription of Ruin. I like it. And like I said, it is nighttime now. Let's go red here. This comes in. This has indestructibility, so this is going to be our answer here. This is going to be our answer to the Nighthawk Scavenger. There we go. That solves that problem. All right. One problem it doesn't solve, though, is the fact that the Grim Wanderer is going to come back for 5 damage and potentially 8 with this. So unfortunately, we have to leave back our Werewolf Pack Leader to block the Wanderer, which feels pretty bad, to be honest. All right, so we are going to switch though back into daytime, which does make Arlen able, you know, it makes it able to spit out. Wow. Okay, well, they got us there with another Wanderer. We gained a little bit of life though. Beautiful top deck. Okay. Okay. That's 10. Nice. All right. GG's. We take an L to mono black. A very aggressive mono black too, by the way. I kind of dig it. Kind of dig it. We played pretty bad in the beginning though. I do think with slight adjustments in my play, we could have done much better than that. That's gonna do it for today's gameplay footage, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, this one was a very powerful competitive list that I think you have a lot of success with. If I was able to take it to the top 1800, I'm sure a lot of you other pilots out there could take this thing even further. But I hope you enjoyed, man. That's the main part. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun today, and I hope, you know, you just had a good time. But before we break this thing down in full, if you're still here, I just want to give a quick shout out and thank you to you for making it this far into the video. It helps the algorithm a lot when their watch time is this long, so it pushes out to more people. So thank you so much for that support. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, let's talk about the list. So I will say, starting things off, the splashing of the white for a Brutal Cathar, it was a really cool idea that helped us in a lot of scenarios, but there were times where it felt a little clunky on the mana on what exactly I was going to choose. Like, where do I choose white here? Do I choose green? Because we do need double green for Werewolf Pack Leader, and that's not a card I'm willing to cut from this deck. And so with Brutal Cathar, it made things interesting when we had things like, you know, our green versus white or our red versus white, you know, dual lands. Those got a little tricky on when I was going to throw down that plains, right? We only need one. Essentially, we just need one. And I thought the Celestis would help a lot too, but it still felt a little clunky. So I do think maybe with the mana base, not so much the Brutal Cathar, because I think it does deserve a spot in this list. I think maybe with the mana base, you can play with it a little bit more, maybe add some more dual lands. But keep in mind too, if you have too many dual lands, it does slow down your aggression early game because they come in tapped, you know what I'm saying? So if you need, if you say, you know, you draw your hand and you have 2 to 3 dual lands with no basics or anything like that, you know, your turn 2 spells not coming down on curve. So that's just something to consider, but I don't think that's too much of a problem to splash in some more dual lands. I don't think that's going to be an issue if you maybe throw in like 2 of each color. So I think that would help a lot with the deck's consistency. I really like the way a Braid came down and helped us in a lot of spots. So maybe taking this up to 3 and dropping the inscription down to 2 could be a better way to do things, because the inscription, it came in play a few times as well and helped us out a lot. But I think the Abrade was the more consistent thing that was like, it was just a really quick, easy answer for 2 in a lot of spots that I think we could use a little bit more of, to be honest. And then lastly, the last thing I would say that maybe needs consideration for some change is Arlen. Arlen was awesome. It was, and it was a blast to play, but I feel, again, I'm just going off a feeling here because the deck, it performed extremely well, right? So you can't really sit here and nitpick and be like, well, this didn't play well, this didn't play well. It all played really well. So I'm just trying to give you guys some ideas on maybe some things that you can change based on my feeling of playing the deck. Because once you've played the deck enough, you start to get those feelings like, okay, this feels a little clunky. This doesn't feel like, you know, it's coming out at the right time, or maybe I'm holding on to it too long because it just doesn't seem like the right play. Arlen was just one of those things, you know, like Arlen was pretty cool because you could play it on the second main phase after you've attacked and you've decided after, you know, your opponent's playing control, you attack in, you're like, okay, I've got a really cool end step play that I can play, and hopefully they've used mana on some removal and don't expect to see a planeswalker comes down. But in other places, it just was kind of holding up your hand a little bit for the aggression. You wanted to see some more wolves. So maybe if you just cut back on one of these, add another wolf in here somewhere, because I know Tovalar's a legendary, but might be an argument to still have 4 of those in the deck because it is a very key player to this deck and its success. But maybe even cut one Arlen and add one more Braid. That could be a really good answer, but ultimately fix the mana a little bit, add another Braid, maybe cut Arlen, and I think you got a pretty solid, perfect deck, to be honest. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's list. If you have any ideas on how to make it better, please leave some comments down below. The comments help as well. I do read all of them. I haven't been getting back to the comments at all lately. I've been reading all of them though. Don't think I don't see them. I see all the comments. Just haven't had a whole lot of time to get back to you guys on those comments, but I do appreciate all of the comments. I do read them and I take them all in. So thank you so much for all the support. And lastly, before I jump out of here, guys, I'm going to try to be posting a few extra little tidbits here and there for you guys. We're going to be trying out YouTube Shorts as well as TikTok. So once I get those up and running, they should be live by the time you're seeing this. They should be live tomorrow on Tuesday, the TikTok and whatnot. So we'll drop probably those links in the description from now on. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. A little bit of extra content. I think we're going to be doing some budget lists on those little shorts, little 1-minute budget lists. So if you want to keep an eye out for that. And yeah, man, that's going to do it for today's video. Before I hop out of here, a huge shout out as always goes to my Marty Mob, man. Couldn't do any of this without you, to be honest, man. The Marty Mob helps support this channel through a monthly membership program, and they also get a little bit of added benefits to their account, like being able to go back and see some old VODs, as well as we do some box openings here and there. So thank you guys so much for supporting me. I really can't thank you enough for everything you do for me. And if you guys want to become part of the Marty Mob, you can hit that join button down below or the link in the description as well. But that's gonna do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on the next video, which will be Wednesday. Till next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the Mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah.